Hi, today I want to share with you about mirroring or seeing my own reflection in others. And that is actually not oh wow, look, they're like me. It's usually more of an uncomfortable spot because what happens is when I find myself annoyed with someone else, it's usually because I'm seeing my own reflection in them. And so really the people that where my annoyances come up the most or the people that I want to judge the most are my greatest teachers. I'll give you an example of today, something that came up for me and why I wanted to share is someone that I don't actually know personally but is getting some attention. I was looking at her stuff and I was sort of just like, I don't get it. I don't get why she has become such a big deal. Like, how is she any different? Or, and like judging the ways that she was speaking or the things that she was presenting, all sorts of stuff. And so I noticed my annoyance and I noticed my wanting to judge. And since I am familiar with this mirroring process, I chose to then learn more about her. And so I looked in, and what I really was just like, yeah, wow, she is a lot like me in good ways, but in the things that I was finding her, that I was being annoyed with, and the things that I was wanting to judge, those were pieces of myself as well. And so when I invite you that to when you get annoyed with someone or when you get into judgment, to bring it back to yourself, to see them as a teacher. Okay, what is this person that is annoying me right now have for me to learn, right, about myself? And I also find that this could be versions of a past self of mine. Maybe it's not, maybe someone I see on the street I become annoyed with, or a friend I become annoyed with. Maybe it's not something that I currently do or act like, but it's most definitely something that I have done in the past, or a personality trait I've had, or a way of thinking, or whatever it is. And so this amazing tool of looking at life as mirroring and seeing the reflections just holds this big space to stand in love and to stand in acceptance. It can come down to something as simple as when I'm driving and somebody's about, almost side swipes me coming into the wrong lane. It's very easy to go all road rage angry on that careless driver. And I'm not, like, of course that person needs to pay better attention to the road. But I don't get stressed out. What I'm like, oh, well, I bet there's been a time in my life where maybe I didn't almost side somebody on the road, but I bet there was a time where I lost concentration for a minute and wasn't giving my full attention to the job at hand, which at that moment would be driving, right? I bet none of you have ever lost your full attention while driving or while doing anything else. Okay, so that's just a tool to use. So I invite you to, when you find yourself being annoyed, when you find yourself being in judgment, then being like, what can I learn from this? What does this situation have to teach me? And to let yourself stand in love and hold love for yourself. Don't bring that judgment back onto yourself. Like, okay, I'm judging this person. That means there's something wrong with me. What's wrong with me? I'm terrible. No, so instead of turning it back on yourself, standing in love for yourself, for the person that's causing this reflection, in love for every single one of us out there, because we all have the same stuff, really. We've got different lives, we've got different people, we've got different jobs, we live in different places, but really, it all comes down to these little things that we're all battling and dealing with. So then just being more conscious, being conscious of when these judgments come up, being conscious of when you're annoyed. Those are the first steps. Okay? All right, stand in love.